Satsuki looking for that damage, finds him on the Diablo. Diablo forced it back out as their health drops low. The Immortal now is at 25%.
Back down Yo on the Greymane, gonna be the first to fall. But is it ETC? No, that's Malfail up there. A triple.
The Leyline used in the back, catching 3 people on top of that, followed up by the APOC and the Lurking Arm. Catching 2, but this time on is gonna be the first one.
Wow, did you see that mosh pit? 4-man mosh pit while on a conveyor belt. That was like a regular sushi.
There's the lead, catches him in the mud pit. Time trap does pop. Mosh pit goes out. Fubu's still in trouble. Pops to stay a while and listen, but it's not going to matter.
Here comes the bloodlust on the backside. The Visual gets punished and then stunned. Oh my goodness! The combo!
Getting shrunk down, ETC getting killed. He becomes dog food for the Greymane.
I didn't think they had a chance. I thought it was all over. We said all or nothing, and they got absolutely everything.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Jason, and today we've got a Division D West match, Maximum Thrust versus Lowered Expectations here in the final week of the regular season here for Season 11 of NGS. I'm going to let the teams know that we are ready to go, but in the meantime, let's take a look at the map bans and map picks for tonight. Maximum Thrust electing to ban out Garden of Terror and Braxis Holdout. Lowered Expectations winning the toss, Maximum Thrust winning the toss and taking first pick. So Lowered Expectations banning out BOE and Towers of Doom, and taking us to Volskaya Foundry first here. Looks like these teams are ready to go, so let's get in here for game number 1 of this best of 3 series. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Thanks for spending your Friday night with me. I appreciate it so much. I am just very glad that it's Friday in general. I am ready to sit back, relax, and enjoy some Heroes of the Storm action. And I am just now realizing that that's Lowered Expectations is just going a little bit off the charts here. Actually, I'm not sure what's up with this one. Outline is gone. What happened to this? What the hell happened here? Doesn't even match the other side. That's weird. Sorry, I'm gonna fix this real quick. Not sure what exactly happened to my names over here. Oh, that's too far. Now it's just loading slow. There we go. Hashtag fix the font. It's okay, these guys already didn't have super high expectations of my casting ability, I would hope. Or maybe that's a thing for them, but not for me. Anyway, there we go. Got it all fixed up and ready to go for y'all. Sorry about that, everybody. Volskaya Foundry is going to be our game number 1. Already Sonya and Varian tossed out here at the start of the draft. And Alarak. So that feels to me like a very specific targeted ban. Alarak, a very, very effective frontline melee assassin who is particularly good at displacement and burst damage, which is pretty odd for a melee damage dealer. Is a little bit vulnerable, but is kind of an all-or-nothing hero. If you get kills routinely throughout the game, Alarak gets stronger and stronger, but if he dies, he loses what's called his sadism, which makes him a lot stronger as a passive effect that he has, that he builds on hero kills. And basically, Alarak is one of those heroes that you are either really amazing at him, or you are really not. He's got, in that way, kind of that all-or-nothing style of hero. So I imagine someone on Lowered Expectations has just got a great Alarak, and most people are not used to playing it, especially down here in Div D West. I know I wouldn't be in C West. I would hate it if there was an Alarak on the other side. But anyway, enough about him. He's already banned from the series, so Li Ming going to be banned out from Lowered Expectations. We've got Tychus picked up for Maximum Thrust, and a Nubarak Anduin picked up here by Lowered Expectations. Honestly, hello. Thank you for joining. Welcome. Friday Night Hots, let's go. Indeed, I'm ready. I'm ready for my weekend, but I'm also ready for some Heroes of the Storm action. Anyone gonna go ahead and pick up Blaze here, and Weststar gonna pick up the Tassadar. So that's 2 backline damage dealers already in the bank here for maximum thrust. Now Blaze is an interesting pickup here because it doesn't show too much. Blaze can be typically used in the off lane, but could be the main tank. So lowered expectations actually going to choose to ban the Hogger, so they're putting their money on that, on anyone being the main tank with that Blaze. Winter Zero Star, hello. Got a maximum thrust fan in the house, apparently. Orphea gonna be banned out here. That's a pretty good ban as well. She can be pretty difficult to deal with, and when you've already got your 2 backline damage dealers, you definitely want to start limiting the options, but lowered expectations gonna go ahead and move on over to the Kael'thas for Spud Max, and the Funk picking up the Greymane. You say lowered, I say exceptional. Oh, exceptions. Okay. Underdogs for the win. Yeah, so let's talk about that for a second, right? I had brought up the standings, but I think I actually closed the standings, unfortunately. What did I do? Why did I do it? The Deathwing Tyrande picked up for maximum thrust, and Azmodan here. So this is a bit of a double, double backline damage, or triple really, triple backline damage with double mage. Interesting. Is Azmodan gonna be the solo laner for lowered expectations? Is that an okay expectation for me to have? Is that too low? I don't know. But yeah, lowered expectations currently in 17th place at 13 points. And they're out of range to be able to get to 6th, waiting on Cherries up at 18th. Meanwhile, for maximum thrust, they're sitting at 21 points here, where they could reach as high as 2nd here today, but it looks like this is their last game of the season, so opportunities for Vibe Check and TRSG to repass them. But 4th looks like the lowest they can go right now. So opportunities for both teams to maybe move up, maybe get a little bit of breathing room from potential ties and tie-breaking scenarios. But I would definitely say, just based on the win-loss records of these teams, maximum thrust would have a slight advantage based on how it's gone so far.
Of the bees.
Oh. Ah. Go away, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Nobody needs to hear from you right now. You and your bees. I was trying to learn stuff and watching Cosmos Possible Worlds before this. Didn't close that window. Whoops! Alright, well anyway, here we go here. On the left, we've got maximum thrust. We've got Faculty going to be playing the Deathwing. We've got anyone on the Blaze. Nova Punk on the Tychus. Diet Llama going to be playing the Tyrande. And we've got Weststar playing the Tassadar. Meanwhile, on the right, for lowered expectations, we've got Telpheus going to be playing the Anubarak. The Funk going to be on the Greymane. Spudmex on the Kael'thas. We've got Malfrix playing Anduin. And last but not least, we've got Dexter going to be playing the Azmodan. Alright, looks okay. We got everything set up, ready to go. Right away, lowered expectations. Gonna just split out to the lanes. Not focus too much on that mid. They've got plenty of wave clear, so they can afford to let things walk in a little bit. Oh, but look out. Spudmax is way up here. And yeah, that's gonna be a big lunar flare coming in from Diet Llama, and that's a bit of an easy first blood here for maximum thrust. Tychus with the ability to burst people down with that minigun. Can do a lot of damage. Not usually a big finisher of the Tychus, but can chunk heroes down when that passive, that trait minigun, is off cooldown. I don't exactly know what I can't remember what the exact cooldown for minigun is, but I feel like it's something in the neighborhood of like 10 or 15 seconds. Somebody can, I'm sure in chat, can let me know exactly what it is. Y'all are pretty good about that. Oh, vacuity. My bad. That is something I usually do, though. I'll do my best to correct it, though. See, maximum thrust, they have very high expectations of my pronunciation game. Those will be lowered tonight. No doubt about it. 38 so far for Globe Quest here for Dexter, so he's slowly working that on up. Level 4 in for both teams, but about a half level lead right now for maximum thrust. Nothing too big to have to overcome here, but it's a good start.
We've redesigned our trigger protector for combat in the Nexus. Prepare to begin.
The Funk gonna roll on out there before the gank squad can make it on in. Top camp is picked up for lowered expectations. Both teams have their turret available, but maximum thrust is gonna go ahead and grab themselves that extra biotic emitter going into this first objective, which is spawning. Control point A, the mid lane control point, gonna spawn here. Maximum thrust with a little bit of an advantage, trying to soak to level 7 here. And maybe get that 7 talent tier a little earlier. And they actually get on the point. Anyone is able to capture it. So now they are starting to receive the charge. Oh, thank you so much for the bits. I appreciate it. It's a Trex with the 69 bits. Thank you very much. Also with the follow earlier, I appreciate it. Burrow charge in, and actually, Elephas deciding to walk on out after that burrow charge, thinking better of the engage in that moment. Still no level 7s here for lowered expectations. They do put down the turret, though. Gonna eat some pretty decent damage here from Vacuity. Oh, look at the Lunar Flare into the Dragon's Breath there. Woo! Oh, and Spudmix just cut off there. By Westar. W-Star? Westar?
Blue team has taken control of a protector.
Now see, that name's not my fault. I don't know how you pronounce that. Westar, I guess. Sometimes it's my fault, right? Sometimes the player's just asking. About a level lead now for maximum thrust. A little more, actually. As they get the front wall down. They're making the play that's pretty common here. When you get the protector, you usually want to use it for siege potential. And you usually want to use that siege potential to try and nuke down the well of whatever lane is going to house the control point next, which control point B is up in the top lane. In something like 3 minutes after the protector goes down. So clock has started, and now we have our long wait. Oh, look at Dexter! No, the poison! Gonna take him down. Ooh, that was real close. Nova Punk making the plays right now down here. Now, I will say this much. Azmodan is one of those heroes that, for a backline damage dealer, has a very large health pool. Azmodan does not really have a whole lot of mobility. So it kind of makes up for the fact that he's a bit of a tank otherwise. You can see 3.5 plates versus, you know, some of the other. That's pretty much as Nubarak has in terms of raw health pool. He doesn't really have anything to sustain himself though. But my point is that he's very vulnerable to Tychus because much like any of the tank and high health pool heroes, that minigun gets a lot of extra value on him. So. Kind of like that Tychus pickup for that reason here. for Novapunk. Meanwhile, hard push down in the bot lane here by Maximum Thrust. They still got the level 10 advantage. Oh, just a bit of a dodge to the right there. Man, this Tassadar's got some moves. But he just listed a little bit to the right. Nice juke, though, nonetheless. Anyone? Oh! Able to charge on out of there. Jet propulsion to dodge the Chastise. This level 10's now in for lowered expectations. Take a look at these heroics real quick. We got Combustion, Draken Laser Drill, Black Hole, Starfall, and Bellowing Roar. Meanwhile, for lowered expectations, Light Bomb. What is that? That is Demonic Invasion. Alright, cool. Pyroblast, Cocoon, and the Cursed Bullet. Speaking of Cursed Bullet, there it is, right there by the Funk. Chunking anyone down a little bit. He'll chunk anyone with that Cursed Bullet. Most likely several times throughout this game. Or at least he'll be trying. Pretty low cooldown on that heroic. There's the Burrow charge in onto anyone. He's very low. He's going to pop Combustion. Get some healing in here from Diet Llama as they turn and do a ton of damage. Anubarak is going to fall here. Pyroblast, not quite enough to take down anyone, but once again, Novapunk focusing in and getting the kill, this time onto the Kael'thas. 2 for nothing here for Maximum Thrust. 6-0 on the kill count right now, but Dexter getting a little bit of value down in the bot lane in the split push. That allows Maximum Thrust to go ahead and get themselves another biotic emitter up here, though, so toys for days here for Maximum Thrust. They've got the airplane on their logo, so now they're just getting toys of all kinds here. Level 13 talent tier advantage currently, but lower expectations should be able to get to 30. Or 30. Yeah, they should be able to get to level 30 by the time this objective is over. I'm just going to stick with that. So you all know what I mean. 13. A little extra siege potential here. That star's in pretty deep, but he sees everybody down bot. Oh, the 4v4 on the bot side. Uh-oh. Light Bomb used there. That's a 60-second cooldown. Not too ridiculously bad, but, you know, not too much of a tragedy. Level 13 now in for both squads. 200 on the Globe quest here for Dexter, so it's a little bit of a boost there as this rolls up, but 400's the ultimate goal. Oh, look out! The slowing wall there from Tassadar, and just into just a mess there. Meanwhile, the 3 members down bot go ahead and grab themselves a fort. I like that call, especially after you've lost 2 heroes in the top, but right now they've got a bit of a scaling comp with Asmodan. Those globes will chunk later in the game once he's completely stacked. Of course, getting picked there, not going to help him with his stacking quest. Going to be a bit longer before he can resume stacking, which is maybe right now, though he actually doesn't find anything off of that globe. It was a great call from Maximum Thrust, though. Big macro call there. Once you get that pick, rather than marching all the way down to the bot lane and trying to counter the enemy siege that's already kind of too late to do so, they just push in the top lane. They stole the camp, and now they're just getting massive siege value here. Go in directly onto the keep. It's taking a lot of damage here, this Protector. Got a lot of time left on it, but it is getting chunked down. Acuity getting low on the backside as well. Deathwing down almost to the last plate at this point. Yep, there it is. Woo! Very low on health. But still, the keep goes down. First keep of the game here for Maximum Thrust at the 10-minute mark. Nearly 11, but still within that 10-minute zone. They're going to go ahead and march into the mid lane and get some big damage onto this fort as well.
I did not expect
And that will indeed be the end of Protector number 2. Still 8-0 on the kill count here. Maximum Thrust. Been fairly uncontested so far in the team fighting game. They have lost their bottom fort, but they'll trade that for top keep 100% of the time. Not to mention the damage on the mid fort's not bad. Aggressive play here by Lowered Expectations. They see Deathwing down bot, so they're going to go ahead and try and force on the point to get the support camp. So we got Web Cocoon out there after a bit of maybe a misplay there on the... oh, look out, the black hole into the Bellowing Roar. 3 members down. I was about to say the Light Bomb came out and not really any engagement there to go along with it. But boy, look at the response from Maximum Thrust. Spud Mix with a nice little gravity lapse to interrupt the charge, but it's only going to delay the... oh, never mind. Malprex gets the big leap of faith. The big save. I was like, oh, that's not good. He's not in a good position. Oh, no, he's fine. Oh, you love to see it. I feel like Leap of Faith is almost Anduin's ult, you know? In a lot of ways. That cooldown is, I feel like a lot of times, as significant for team fighting as whatever ult he picks. And I mean, you get it right from level 1, which is always nice. Salutations, Jason, or should I say... salutations? What? Salutations? I don't know. Too hard for me to read, man. I need new glasses. That monitor is just so far away that houses my Twitch chat. Soon. Maximum Thrust down bot. Pushing in.
I'm getting another film.
I always lose a little bit of focus here on Volskaya Foundry because of how long it is between control points. So much downtime on this map, but there's Demonic Invasion on top. So, Lowered Expectations is going to have a nice push here. The problem is that there's 2 problems here. First of all, they're a little bit behind on the push to begin with. Maximum Thrust had started this push a little earlier, so already on the keep front wall here. But also, Maximum Thrust was already ahead on siege damage, so they're okay trading, and they're now at level 20. They were stalling for 20 this whole time. So Lowered Expectations kind of needed a fight, but now it's a little bit too late. So level 20s are out. Also pushing into the bot lane for Maximum Thrust, where this objective is. A little bit more value than the siege that's granted up top, though they are still getting a little bit of value from this. This push has never been answered and is still getting some value. I'm gonna take it back. There is Tassadar answering to it. Now, I don't know, if you see Tassadar up here, this might be the opportunity to engage on the bottom lane, but instead they're going to try and get the task. There's a double stun in from Telephus, and big damage. Look at the Chastise, and they're able to finish him off before Vacuity can come down from above. It's a nice pick for Lowered Expectations. Now, it looks like they're fully giving this objective. Already 80%, it's now physically impossible for them to get there to try to contest it. But they're gonna look for the keep here. They're gonna look to just maybe get the keep. And is this the play to end? It looks like they're pushing into end here, ladies and gentlemen. A bold move here from Lowered Expectations. Now, this is Cocoon going down onto the Tyrande. Elphus trying to go in, and Light Bomb does catch Diet Llama out of the Cocoon, but look out. This is going to end up being a bloodbath here. They trade Tyrande for all 5. Meanwhile, the Protector's just chilling in the bot lane. What a great shot call from Maximum Thrust. They decided to get out of the mech, drop 2 turrets and the Draken laser drill for defense. Because, you know, of course, the Protector's not going to help defend your core. You're never going to get it back in time, but what a great shot call. Acuity actually appreciating the play from lowered expectations. We forgot to hit 20 first, and you were supposed to be loving your robot. So now they're just going to walk right past the keep and go straight onto the core. And I think this might be it for maximum thrust. I mean, 10 seconds until everybody on lowered expectations is up, but they've got a decent amount of siege damage with the Protector. Now this is a lot of damage coming out on the other side, but it's just not going to be fast enough. That is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1 on Volskaya Foundry, going over to maximum thrust. Very, very well done. I loved both calls, right? Like, I loved lowered expectations. Pushing the top lane there. I mean, it's easy to say after the fact, right? You know, hindsight's 2020. It's easy to be like, oh, lowered expectations, should have backed after getting the keep. But at the same time, like, they thought that maximum thrust was gonna be pushing in with the Protector. And honestly, that's what I thought too. I thought we were going to be looking at a core race, which lowered expectations could easily win. But the only thing I didn't see and lowered expectations didn't see either is maximum thrust decided to completely abandon the Protector, 100% the right call, and just back and defend. And because at that point, lowered expectations without level 20 had no chance to win a team fight. And so maximum thrust saying, you know, essentially, how could we lose this game by trying to core race? And so they just didn't do that. They just went back and defended, and then they had the game in hand after that. My autocorrect ruining my pun. Salutations. Nice. I like that. That's like all of my J puns, and well, I do a lot of J puns, but on the channel, you're a J scriber, or you've been J baited whenever you follow. I like that. I'll give you guys one last look at these talents before we go to a quick break here. Oh, and I'm also always mad at Yesterday. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and reset here, and we will be back for a game number 2 as soon as the draft is ready to go. We'll be back in just a few moments. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 here in the Division D West matchup. Maximum thrust up 1-0 over lowered expectations. And Feral Ferret asking, what song is this? That's a good question. I forget the exact name of the song. See if I have it in here. Yeah, I just have it listed as Hero's Background MP3, so I don't remember the name of the song, but it's one of the it was one of the songs that they used when you would open the Heroes of the Storm game during one of the main like anime themes. When they did like I think it was the second time that they did some kind of anime theme intro, when they did like all the anime skins for like Rhaegar and stuff. Yeah. It was one of the Heroes intros, but I don't remember which specifically. It was my favorite, so that's why I picked it originally. Anyway, draft game number 2 we're gonna have on Tomb of the Spider Queen. I should probably update my sheet while we're here. So lowered expectations, electing for map pick here, so they would have picked Tomb here. And they're going to choose to ban out Tychus and Sonya. Meanwhile, maximum thrust banning out the Varian and Stukov to get started here. No surprise on the Tychus ban. That was quite a game, and game number 1 from Novapunk. But actually, wait a minute, Novapunk is not in here. Yeah, I was about to say user error has subbed in. So a bit of a swap out here for maximum thrust. I like to see that. I like to see teams that are willing to swap people in and out a little bit, play a little bit flexible. It's kind of a little fun extra thing.
Our world is worth fighting for.
Bust out on people. Is that, let's see, Fightsy. What's up? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Let's see, so we got Deckard and May picked up here for lowered expectations. Meanwhile, Tassadar and Blaze once again joining for maximum thrust, in addition to the Brightwing. So both teams got their healers out already and their tanks. The lowered expectations doesn't really have any significant chokehold to place here. They could choose to ban out an auto attacker, and they will take out the Zul'jins. So maybe they just pick one of the ones that they know they don't want to see on the other side, and ban it out here, pick it up next, and apply kind of a reverse chokehold on that roll a little bit. I promised myself I was going to set up my new mic tonight and see if it was any better, but maybe it's better if I don't do that during a live cast. I'll have to set that up sometime this weekend and see if the new mic is any better. It's like Fitz. Okay. Fitzy. All good. You know, they're legal in Oregon, just mentioning it. Greymane coming in here once again for the Funk, and this time Telfiat's going to pick up the Leo for the solo lane. It's also a pretty good hero against the Blaze if anyone ends up swapping Blaze to the solo lane. We'll see what they pick up here for maximum thrust.
It is time.
Well, this is my old mic, which I think sounds good. I'm hoping the new mic sounds even better, but we'll see. Maybe for playoffs, I'll have a brand new mic for you all to enjoy. And there's the Alarak. So Dexter, who had been banned out of the Alarak in game number 1, now gonna get a chance to show us what he can do on this hero. Meanwhile, Zol and Malthael picked up. So look at all the frontliners. May, Leo, Alarak versus Malthael, Blaze, and Zol on the other side. This is all melee. Even Greymane, to a certain point, has his moments where he wants to be in the melee. Yeah. Different things going on in Canada. Heard? Every once in a while, I think maybe I should move there. That might be better in some ways. I certainly considered it in 2016. But anyway, let's get on into game number 2 here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. I sound Metallica. All right. Yeah, my current mic can't be housed incredibly close to me. It's not super far away, but it's kind of off to the side. So I'm hoping this new mic I can place a little bit closer, so it might not be quite as echoey because it might pick up before it That might pick up the sound more before it bounces around the room a little bit. Anyway, here we go into game number 1. On the left, maximum thrust, looking for the domination here in game number 2. Anyone going to be on the Blaze? Diet Llama on the Malthael. Wastar going to be on the Tassadar. User error on the Brightwing, and Vacuity on the, who is that? Zol. Meanwhile, lowered expectations on the right, looking to take us to a game 3. Telephus is going to be on the Leoric. We've got Dingo, ate my baby, on the May. We've got the Funk on the Greymane. Malfrex on that Deckard Kane. And last but not least, we've got Dexter on the Alpharak, on the Alarak. Alpharak, a big fan of the channel. And also a big-time Alarak player, as would be easy enough to imagine. Oh, look out. Tassadar pulled in, isolated, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is what you get from Dexter on the Alarak, and that's exactly what you get from Alarak players. The ability to quickly displace somebody, hit them with the silence so they got no way to escape, no way to help themselves out. And then if the team's good at following up, that can get real ugly real quick. And there it is again on user error. The root comes down from Malprex. Polly on the other side, though, this time around. And they did not have Greymane, the big-time burst damage follow-up that time around. We call him Dubstar. Okay. There you go. Thank you. I was wondering. I was about to say W Star sounds kind of weird, but Dubstar, I like it. Speaking of which, Dubstar going to get the phase shift in from user error. Meanwhile, here comes the full fight. Blaze is not here, so this is a 4v5. A big root on the point. Zol going to be the first to fall. Another one going down for maximum thrust, and just like that, Lowered Expectations gets a double kill. Adding on to that first blood, 3-0 start for Lowered Expectations. If they're trying to lower them for me, so far this game ain't doing it. Gonna get the camp steal down bot. Now we'll resume the laning phase here. Diet Llama working on the camp for maximum thrust. You'll love to see it. User error sticking down in the bot lane to help clear a little bit here. Dexter pulling, kind of just displacing user error a little bit. Didn't even look like he tried for the silence. So there's the oh, big pull back into the stun. What a box telekinesis. I love it. Oh, but look at the turnaround. As, yeah, Leo is just getting eaten alive here. Big rotation for maximum thrust, and they'll get their first kill of the game. Very nicely done. Acuity trying to push in the mid lane a little bit here, getting some extra wave from the skeletal minions spawning under the tower, so helping this siege camp push even more in the mid lane. Dingo gonna get rooted here by the Skull Prism. Blocked off by the wall, but that's May. Dingo's mostly gonna be okay there. Level 7 coming in soon for maximum thrust. Despite the extra kills, they still are managing to keep a little bit of an XP lead here. Root goes out onto Deckard, but he'll be able to make it back to a safe position there. Yeah, I have a working theory here that Dexter just likes all of the passive stacking heroes. First game, he's stacking the Globe quest on Azmodan. Now he's stacking Sadism here on Alarak. We want to go super obscure for game 3. Maybe he'll try to stack the chain quest for Kel'Thuzad. So I guess you could go something like Jaina, who just is stacking her ice block. That wouldn't be quite so strange. Root goes out once again onto Malthrex, but he's able to walk his way back. Oh, but big focus on the Vacuity, but we will see the phase shift coming in there. Stun does manage to hit 2 with the root to follow up. Nice to see C-Chain. But again, the big damage for this crew is Greymane, so if the Funk is not in the area, then I'm not sure how much Lowered Expectations can really expect to get a pick out of it. I mean, Alarak deals a decent amount of damage, but I mean, May and Deckard really don't put hardly anything into a pick. Especially before 16. Like, once you get the increased damage on the scroll from Deckard. You know, he puts a little bit of extra damage on top with that CC, but again, it's more like a cherry on top rather than the meat and potatoes of your gank attempt. Wraithwalk coming in from Telphus. Going to be able to get him to the other side of that wall just barely. So this is a big push here for Maximum Thrust. They are pushing in the mid lane. They've got the Web Weaver, but down comes Lowered Expectations. Gonna dive into this and clear the Web Weaver. They got top cleared pretty quickly. So pretty solid defense coming out here. Bottom lane taking a bit of a beating. Diet Llama getting work done down here though. Pick up level 10 is Maximum Thrust. We instantly see the Poison Nova, Blink Heal, Combustion going to be picked up along with Last Rites and the Black Hole. Speaking of these level 10s, maybe they might use some here. Telephus going to be blocked out a little bit. Ice Block coming out, and now Dingo super low. Last Rites going to swipe them on out of the game. You know, I think I've just figured out something. After whenever Malthael's Last Rites first comes up, does it swoop down and then swipe right? I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. Anyway. Level 10's now coming in for Lowered Expectations. Look at it's not Counter-Strike here. This is, I forgot the name of the Deadly Charge coming in here for Alarak. We've got Entomb, Stay a While, Cursed Bullet, and the Avalanche. Pretty standard across the board, otherwise. Clear up top here for Telphus. Down bot, there's a little bit of a push against the Web Weaver down here with the Siege Camp. Oh, meanwhile up top, big engagement on a Diet Llama. Somehow surviving through a lot of this. Throws out the Last Rites and actually gets Malbrix down. Does Diet Llama live through this? They're getting all the picks. Big avalanche to try and zone from Dingo, but that is a full 5-0 team wipe. Maximum Thrust with an amazing turnaround there. Diet Llama felt like they were just completely out of that, and I apologize. I missed the first part of that. I was looking at the macro, and I just completely missed the team fight there. Bot's going to be taken here for Maximum Thrust after... oh, but Zol goes down in the mid lane, maybe pushing in a little bit too far without the squad. That timer's super low here at this point in the game still. But Boss is going to be picked up after those Web Weavers go down. So Maximum Thrust able to get a free clear from that team fight win, and Boss on top of it. Now that's going to be pushing fairly uncontested in the top lane for the moment. Now, Malthael's usually hard enough to kill on its own, I agree, Spectrum. So when you got Brightwing phase shifting in, giving that shield from the level 7 Peekaboo, some of that extra sustain power. Really solid play by Maximum Thrust there. Just when it looked like Lowered Expectations was getting a turn in, and maybe starting to turn things around in this game number 2 in their favor. Maximum Thrust just hits the big team fight win. Level 13 is now in for Lowered Expectations, but before they can get even on the talent tiers, we see Maximum Thrust getting themselves another turn in and Web Weaver Wave. Now level 15 here. But this is a good opportunity for Lowered Expectations to try and take a pre-16 fight, if they can here. Telekinesis and the Silence onto anyone. Dingo's on the backside, but look at the poly coming in. User error, telling Dingo, not now, hold on. We don't need to be avalanched at this moment. There's the defensive snowball, only catching Dubstar there. Dingo taking a ton of damage. That poly was really clutch from user error. That completely changed how this engagement maybe could have gone in Lowered Expectations' favor. Oh, Vacuity getting low. Nice pull from Dexter with that telekinesis. And now they should be able to clear out the Web Weaver. Still about half keep damage on top, and the other lanes are being pushed in here. The bottom Web Weaver's down, but the wave is still dealing all kinds of damage. So damage already kind of done in favor of Maximum Thrust here. They already got a lot of value before Zol's death there, but still Lowered Expectations. Defending, staying in the game here. Still very much in this game. They've got enough for a turn in now. Yeah, you could tell Dingo was looking for it, for sure. Dingo was on the hunt for that avalanche. Super close. Meanwhile, Maximum Thrust charging in, doing a nice job of defending the turn-in. And they're looking for that level 16 fight. But Lowered Expectations doing a nice job of disengaging there, not giving them any inch there, any fight. Funk gonna go ahead and come down here and clear along with Dingo. Leo's pretty safe on his own with his Wraith Walk, so no boss available right now, and while Maximum Thrust just gonna wait patiently, watch these turn-in locations. Lowered Expectations slowly lets the XP come into them, get themselves that level 16. Bit of a bush gank party up in the top lane for Maximum Thrust. Dingo, gonna check the top bush as they come in. Oh no! Deckard's stepping in a little bit. They're gonna engage onto Malfrex. There's the pull. Diet Llama getting super low once again, but teleporting around to the backside. Now it's multiple members low for Lowered Expectations. And they do get the Malthael, but they trade it for 3. Dingo gonna be super low. Bone Prism on the top. They're chasing Dingo on the bottom side. He gets away. Telthius looks like he might be stuck in here a little bit against user error and vacuity. Brute comes down. There is the Wraith Walk, but it doesn't go far enough, and that is a ton of gems hitting the floor. Lowered Expectations had enough to secure the turn and now are 21 short. 4 for 1 exchange. Maximum Thrust putting it on tonight. Top keep gonna go down off the heels of that team fight, and look, there's my co-caster. Hi Sarah, what you been doing, girly? A couple hours here. But my cat's finally joining me after a long day of work. It looks like Maximum Thrust is going to get the turn in. Yeah, that was a lot of gems hitting the floor for sure. Now it's the First National Bank of Dingo here with 40 of the 50 gems for Lowered Expectations. Like he's going to secure the turn in uncontested down here. Meanwhile, look at Dexter queuing up the charge. He's ready. He's ready to go in. Well, here comes the potential engage. Dingo slides in. Gonna have to pop the Unstoppable. Polymorph out of it though, and they're just gonna get completely wrecked there. That was Last Rites coming out, so that's another stack for Last Rites. And meanwhile, they are going in after Malfrex now. Deckard's gonna fall. 2 for nothing, and they're still going in here. Oof, Alarak just gets swallowed up into that black hole. Never to be seen from again. Raymane goes down, and ladies and gentlemen, I think that might be it. Dexter thinks that's it. As they're gonna push in this this mid-camp Top lane is pushing in as well. And Maximum's Thrust. Looks like they are securing themselves the second win of the night here and the domination here in this Division DUS series on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Very well done by these guys. Let's see if I can reach out and get ourselves a little interview action going here. Will be my second time this month reaching out to anyone for an interview. They're no strangers to the channel, let me tell you that.
There we go.
Well, hello there, anyone. Welcome back to the stream.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Well, another successful series for you all, and good way to close out the season. How are you all feeling tonight?
Good. We're trying to get our strats ready for the playoffs, so we'll see how that goes.
Well, I'll tell you what, the strats looked pretty good tonight. Game number 1 definitely felt like y'all were in the driver's seat the majority of that match, and tell me a little bit about what exactly your goals were tonight specifically. Because I know you already locked into the playoffs, so maybe you don't want to give up too much, but you still obviously want to play competitively because it could affect your seeding. Like, what was your mindset going into this match?
Yeah, we wanted to close out strong just because we haven't, we've been playing together the last few weeks very much. I was on spring break, other people were out too, so want to get back into it. And then, yeah, like, if we can play some other characters that we don't usually play, it kind of throws off people's stats when they look at us, right? So let's play some different comps, see how they work out, and hopefully it confuses people going in.
Well, there you go. First of all, one important thing to note: you actually switched out a member in between these series. So, do y'all have kind of a rotating group, or is that more of like a scheduling conflict thing? Like, what was that? What was up with that?
Oh, both. So Nova has to go to work usually around 8:30 or 9 o'clock or something Pacific time. So we try to get him in for a game, and then sometimes he can stay around on other nights. And then, but otherwise, we have 6 because people have lives. So we like to, make sure everyone gets a chance to play, and then that way, if someone has to step out, we're not screwed.
Well, there you go. Yeah, we actually have a 6-man roster on our team too, so I totally get that. Worked out pretty well so far.
Yep.
So, first of all, I extend an apology to your Tassadar player from this last one. I was confused on the name until I was corrected in game 2. But tell me a little bit about Dubstar.
Dubstar, yeah. Dubstar,
Worcester.
Definitely, yeah, Worcester, yeah. Yeah, he has been expanding his mage pool, so we like to. He's got, he plays a lot of late mings. We've got that in the back pocket. We played a lot of Chromie. Got that ready to go when we need it. Got a lot of Tassadar. A few other ones who are ready to go too. So, he plays a consistent game. So we can always count on him to bring a lot of damage and secure some kills.
Nice. So I noticed in game number 1, y'all banned out the Alpharak, not wanting to let Dexter have that hero, but you let it through in game 2. Was it a difference of the maps, or was it just more that you had something different to ban in game 2 that you were worried about? Tell me a little bit about your reaction to Alarak here in this series. Yeah,
so no one likes a good Alarak, right? Because that's just horrible to play against. So So we definitely want to get rid of it. However, when he then switched over to the Asmodan, and then they picked, they picked the map for spiders, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, well, and looking at their past comps on that map, they've gone heavy wave clear. So they've gone like Johanna's and stuff like that to like have lots of clear. So I figured that they might go heavy wave clear again. And in my own games against teams, if you don't go wave clear on that map, you kind of regret it. So I figured I'd like kind of bait them into the Alarak pick, and then they would go single target damage and forget to clear waves.
Well, there you go. It looked like that strategy worked out pretty well, because even though they got a couple early game kills with that Alarak in game 2, y'all definitely stayed even and then ahead in the XP game until y'all hit your power spikes a little bit later.
Yeah, so we're joking about who was gonna double soak, because we had 3 double soakers. So
right. That's another thing to talk about. I kind of turned around at the end of the draft and I looked and I'm like, wow, there's a lot of melee in this game. Like, what is happening here?
Yeah, I think it's a question, I think, for the overall meta of the game, where like tanks, I feel like it's hard to get tanks to engage, right? Like your standard tanks don't engage super well compared to like a point and click Zulroot or a Blaze stun or something, right?
Yeah.
So if you can go and run the triple bruiser meta that everyone's kind of talking about, then why not?
Yeah, 100% makes sense. And so both teams employing that, but it seemed like y'all maybe had a little bit of an extra advantage with the double backline, or the big damage from the backline with Dubstar. And it seemed like, first of all, is Diet Llama actually able to die? Like, I died once, but like, I was sure it was dead in that first big team fight, but somehow just lived through all of that.
That was user error showing that his Storm League rank does not reflect his real life rank.
There you go. The teleports were perfect. I always get admonished by my coach because I phase shift too early. User error is just about like a millisecond away from being too late, which is perfect for Brightwing.
Yep. Yeah. No, that was
that's max value for Brightwing right there.
It was pretty amazing. We were all like, oh, I guess we're fighting. Let's go. Yeah.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in for the interview. But before I let you go, are there any shout-outs you'd like to make?
I'm gonna shout out our Division D down here. So the mods, the other teams that played. It's been a good season. I feel like the majority of the games were pretty close in terms of like not major blowouts. A few on the top and the bottom, of course, are always a little hard to rank, but the games were really good and really fun. So thanks to the NGS community for sponsoring and putting everything together.
All right. Well, thanks again for the interview. Congrats on the win, and we look forward to seeing what Maximum Thrust can do in the playoffs here as we head into the first round next week.
You know it. Thanks a lot, man.
Yep. Bye. All right. Well, that is going to do it for me tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, everybody, for hopping in tonight. I really appreciate it. And before I let you all go, I actually would like to give out a gifted sub to somebody here in the channel, because I'm going to start doing a gifted sub at the end of all the casts after the interview is over. But I should probably tell everybody about that before the actual interview starts. I'm sure a lot of you have hopped on out, but this is just a thank you to somebody in the... Oh, there it is. Feral Ferret, very active tonight as well in the chat, so definitely deserving. But just my way of saying thank you for sticking around for the whole cast, including the end. I've got a couple shout-outs, and we're actually going to raid over to Fuji and Akari, who's currently doing a D-West match here in NGS. But thank you all for hopping in with me tonight. It was another fun cast. I'll have another cast coming at you on Sunday evening, so feel free to join in for that. And tomorrow night, I'll actually be streaming at 7 p.m. PST with our D&D, our Saturn D&D game, which features myself and the DM is Mongoose, who also is one of the NGS board members here in NGS, and a few other people, including some former NGS players and some friends that we have online. So feel free to come in and enjoy us playing some good old-fashioned D&D on Roll20. We're currently playing Aberon, so that'll be some fun. And thank you for the Nexus Gaming Series. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, I hope you all have a good night.